Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In the interest of your safety and enjoyment of today's events, please listen to the following message. According to New York State law, there is no smoking in the event center. For your safety, please note that fire exits are clearly marked by exit signs. Kindly take a moment to identify the location of the fire exit nearest you, keeping in mind that it may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, an alarm will sound and you should calmly and safely exit the building at that time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In the interest of your safety and enjoyment of today's events, please listen to the following message. According to New York State law, there is no smoking in the event center. For your safety, please note that fire exits are clearly marked by exit signs. Kindly take a moment to identify the location of the fire exit nearest you, keeping in mind that it may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, an alarm will sound and you should calmly and safely exit the building at that time. Thank you.
I am Grand Marshal Fernando Guzman, and I call to order the commencement of the Decker School of Nursing of the State University of New York at Binghamton. Everyone, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We welcome you to join vocalist Lauren Nash Silverstein in singing the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Please be seated.
Decker! 2017, you made it! As president of Binghamton University, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Decker School of Nursing commencement ceremony. This is a special ceremony as we bring together our master's and baccalaureate candidates for graduation, as well as their families and their friends. Congratulations to you all. Before we proceed with our program, I'd like to welcome members of the Binghamton University Council who are joining us today. Linda Beamer and Catherine Grant Madigan. Thank you very much for attending. I would also like to introduce our other special guests. They will stand as I call their names. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Donald Neiman, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Courtney Ignari, Chair, Professional Staff Senate. Gary Keibel, Alumni Association President. Gloria Meredith, Founding Dean of the School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. Pamela Mission, Associate Professor and Faculty Advisor to the President. James Brochart, Vice President of Advancement. Mario Ortiz, Dean, Decker School of Nursing. Kathy Payne, Clinical Lecturer. Nicole Ruhana, Associate Professor. Francis Nurka Debnar, Clinical Associate Professor. Gail Spencer, Distinguished Teaching Professor, and Dr. G. Clifford and Florence B. Decker Chair in Community Health Nursing. Pamela Stewart Foz, Associate Dean and Clifford and Florence Decker Chair in Rural Nursing. Margaret Miller White, Clinical Associate Professor and Director of Undergraduate Programs. And Gerald Putman, Director of the Clifford and Florence B. Decker Foundation and member of the Decker Advisory Board. Please join me in applauding these special guests. Let me also recognize our esteemed faculty members who have mentored and guided our graduates. Your efforts have been crucial to the intellectual growth and achievements we celebrate today. Will all faculty on the stage and in the audience rise? Please join me as we applaud their support of and dedication to the success of our students. Let us also recognize our graduates who have earned doctoral degrees, the highest degree conferred by the university. Some of our graduates are in attendance today and are seated with the faculty on stage. They were hooded and degrees were conferred last night at the doctoral ceremony. Please stand to be recognized. I would also like to thank the Binghamton University Wind Symphony, our vocalist, and the Edward J. Maloney Memorial Pipe Band for their participation in today's celebration. This is a joyous time for all of us. However, in a campus as large as our university, it happens that nearly every year there are students, staff, and faculty who have passed away over the course of the academic year. Our campus is a close-knit community, and we grieve the loss of our young and talented students and of our experienced and dedicated faculty and staff. Please join me in a moment of silence in remembrance of them. Thank you. Today, Binghamton University is proud to recognize the scholarly achievements of our graduates. So let me extend a welcome to them and a congratulations for a job well done. I'm now in my 5th year as president of this great institution. I guess that means I'm either a super senior or a first-year graduate student. And over these past 5 years, our commencement ceremony has become my favorite activity of the year. When I see the sense of pride that each of you has in this accomplishment, I can't help but reflect on my own experience when I received my diploma. What I remember was a tremendous sense of accomplishment, as well as relief in completing a long and taxing job. I felt as if I had climbed a mountain and could now look out on a future filled with opportunities. This degree and the knowledge and talents that it represents will enable you to go far. You have proven that you have the broad perspectives to understand and to empathize, that you have the ability and the tenacity to work through difficult challenges, and that you have the vision and ingenuity to develop innovative solutions to our world's problems. As graduates, the possibilities open to you have increased exponentially, yet, as my mother told me when I graduated many years ago, it's not the degree that's important, but what you do with it that matters. So I'm excited to think about what your future holds for you and for our world. However, before you take the first steps into your future, I hope you'll take some time to savor your accomplishments and especially to reflect on what this means to your friends and your family. Share your happiness with them, introduce them to your professors, and spend tomorrow walking through the nature preserve. Take pictures and soak up some sun on the Peace Quad. 10 or 20 years from now, when you reflect on your time at Binghamton, these are the people and places that will mean the most to you. And tomorrow night, go to a good restaurant, or tonight if you have a late reservation. Mom and Dad are paying. Enjoy a long meal and a celebration. But most of all, be sure to tell everyone how much their support means to you. Give everyone a big hug, and before you go to sleep, be sure to think about all the great moments, the signposts that led up to today. The future starts tomorrow, but today, let's just relax and have fun. You've earned it. It's now my pleasure to introduce Provost Donald Nieman.
Good evening. Are you out there, Decker? Good evening. All right, that's what I expected. This is a day to celebrate your accomplishments, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to commencement and to be among the first to congratulate you, members of the class of 2017. Congratulations. You are a remarkable group of students. At the time you applied to Binghamton, you demonstrated that you had the academic ability to succeed at one of the best public universities in the United States. Yeah. But that's not where it ended. Since you arrived on our campus, whether as a freshman, a transfer student, or a graduate student, you've not only shown that you're very bright, you've also demonstrated that you're hardworking, intellectually curious, and eager to make the most of what this great university has to offer. You've also shown that you have a sense of humor, like to have fun, and care about serving others. You embody the balance that makes Binghamton University such a wonderful place to work and to learn. It has been a pleasure having you as our students. I want to congratulate you on your many accomplishments and ask that you stay in touch with us and keep us informed of the many, many accomplishments that lie in your future. Now it's my pleasure to introduce your dean, Mario Ortiz, Dean of the Decker School of Nursing.
Decker. Good evening. I have the distinct privilege of serving as Dean of the Decker School of Nursing. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the school, I too welcome you to the 2017 commencement ceremony. Family and friends, so many of them here tonight, play such an enormous role in supporting our students through what is a rigorous and demanding program, because you all look a little tired, right? On behalf of Decker, I wish to express our appreciation to you for being with them throughout this important endeavor that is filled with many joys and successes as they reach this important milestone. I'm going to go off script just a little bit. If all the Decker graduates will stand up and hoot and holler and clap for your family, please do so now. Thank you. So with that, I say to all of you, congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Ortiz, for your remarks. I'm pleased to introduce Gary Keibel, President of the Alumni Association. I'd like to share congratulations on behalf of the Alumni Association.
On behalf of the Binghamton University Alumni Association, it's my pleasure to congratulate you on your fantastic accomplishments. And to celebrate this very special moment, I'm pleased to give each and every one of you a free yet very valuable present today: lifetime membership in the Binghamton University Alumni Association. You're welcome. This is something truly valuable. You are now a member of an organization with more than 127,000 members in all 50 states and over 100 countries. Your Alumni Association is one of the most important professional and social organizations you will ever join. Believe me, it's a hot ticket. We have almost 4,000 new members joining this weekend alone. I'm sure you've walked around campus during the past few years with a Binghamton sweatshirt or hat at some time. As you move on from school today, I encourage you to continue to wear Binghamton on your sleeve. You are now an emissary and ambassador for Binghamton. Your success reflects on the school and other alumni, and the success of other alumni reflects on you. Among our many accomplished alumni are CEOs and senior management at leading corporations, leaders in the financial and legal industries, the most talented engineers, teachers, social workers, and nurses and professionals of all kinds. And there are media personalities, movie stars, and even a United States congressman. Does anyone here think they can accomplish something similar? Good. I look forward to the day when there are posters of you on campus as accomplished alumni. So as you graduate today, I ask you to take 3 very important steps. Number 1, make sure that you are always digitally connected to Binghamton. Like us on our Facebook page, join our LinkedIn groups, follow us on Instagram and elsewhere, and visit the alumni page on the Binghamton University website to make sure that your information is always up to date in our alumni directory, Be Connected. We can't find you for opportunities if you don't first find us. Number 2, don't be a stranger. The Alumni Association holds over 70 events around the country each year. Sign up, show up, and have some fun with your fellow alumni. And number 3, make new Binghamton connections. When you come across another Binghamton graduate, use that common bond as an opportunity to open a door. Tell older alumni how amazing campus looks. I'm giving the same message to all graduates this weekend. You and I are now connected forever, and I'm looking forward to connecting with my nearly 4,000 new best friends. You're a Bearcat for life, and I'm honored to be in the same alumni association as you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gary, for those comments. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Denisa Tolovic, our 2017 Decker School of Nursing Master's Commencement Speaker. Ms. Tolovic is originally from Bosnia and immigrated to the United States in 2001 as a refugee with her 2 small children, at that time aged 4 and 5. As a goal-oriented individual who speaks 5 languages, Denisa quickly set out to reach her dream of becoming a nurse, while at the same time serve as a very strong role model for her children. She earned her Bachelor's of Science degree from nursing at Binghamton University in 2007 and her Master's degree in nursing from Excelsior College in 2010. Ms. Tolovic is currently an associate professor at SUNY Broome, where she has served as both chairperson of the nursing department and is currently faculty in the nursing program. As she is well familiar with life's challenges, she is an inspiration to her students entering the beginning phase of their nursing career. To attest to her lifelong love of learning, Ms. Tolovic is again graduating from Decker School of Nursing today, having earned a postgraduate certificate as a family psychiatric nurse practitioner. We are proud that Denisa has earned 2 degrees from Binghamton University and at the same time has so positively influenced the lives of others and her children. Currently, her daughter is completing her pre-health bachelor's this year, and her son is beginning the BSN program here at Decker next semester. Denisa is an outstanding example of perseverance and dedication. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Denisa Tolovic.
Thank you. Oh, mine. There's a lot of people here. Anyway, dear faculty, fellow nurses, families, friends, and everyone else who is tuned in this presentation far away in the world. We might be live on Facebook and somebody maybe is watching it too. I want to thank you all for coming here today to celebrate the achievement of our dreams. When I agreed to give this speech, I was given instruction to be short, sweet, to the point. That's easy to say. Here in front of you stand the future NP in psychiatric mental health. If anyone thinks that nurses are talking too much, you haven't talked to the psychiatric nurse. We can talk fast while manically reading through the paperwork, talking to the 3 people at the same time, pointing to another 2 what they need to do, and observe the body language and at the same time chart all of that. Okay? So, a few minutes? Yeah, we can do that too if we have to. So, why did I want to stand in front of you? Why me? Now, when I see all of these faces, I am not sure, but I have a message. I want to give all of you here today something that I know my fellow nurses already have, but those who came to see us graduate may not be aware of a story about our journeys. For most of us, it started as a small idea in a brain called, why not? And why not me? I can do it. We continued to tell ourselves, we can do it. I can do it. I can give more. I can do more. I can dream. Why not? Why not to dream? So we started to connect the dots in our heads, to add and subtract, to observe more closely when our patients started to suffer. What can I do to help them even more? How can I be a catalyst of change? I personally always believed in education, no matter what. So that's why I chose to pursue my dream. As somebody of you probably wonder, where did she get this accent? Trust me, it's not from Jersey Shore. It's pure Bosnian accent with a perfect Binghamton vocabulary. I picked up the English language from regular people on the street, twisted its grammar to suit me well with my Bosnian background, and it helped me learn. I started with Dr. Seuss and progressed to a picture of the Dorian Gray. Nobody was more happy than me when I finished the first adult book in English and went to the nursing practice after that and a HIPAA requirements and everything else. It was a long jump, but I still walk and talk. And I know many of us here have story to prove our journey has been hard but meaningful to us. Now, we're all sitting here and thinking, I think, what did I get myself into? Am I really ready to take care of patients on this deeper and more intense level? And I tell myself, yes, I am. We are. We have gone through this school that guided us, kept us busy, kept us wondering and hoping and praying, a lot of praying. Please just get through this clinical and that entrance in the typhoon or the message from the Castle branch, and everything will be fine, right? So now we're ready to say, yes, we are graduates. As you all have, I dare to dream too. I dare to challenge myself. I dare to say, I can. We can shout that we accomplished our goal and achieved our dreams with help of all of you watching us right now. Being different, being a refugee, being older, being younger, being a dreamer did not stop us because we had all of you next to us. Thank you. Family, friends, neighbors, children, our pets, and our higher power. Without you and your support, we would not be able to be successful dreamers as we are. For my husband, and probably many other partners, husbands and wives out there, they are for some of us doctoral degree plans after this, so we'll talk later. Nursing is a journey, not a destination. Tonight, we're marching out as a new force, a new strength, and a vision to our profession. Tonight, Binghamton, New York is stronger because all of us here were willing to put our all into our education and willingness to stay and change nursing for better. Be the force, and may the force be with you, okay? Congratulations to my fellow nurses.
Wonderful remarks, Denisa. Thank you. I would like to now welcome Adeniki Okiowu, Nursing Graduate Student Organization President, to come forward to present the graduate nursing class gift.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adeniki Okio, and I'm the president of the Nursing Graduate Student Organization. On behalf of the graduating class, we'd like to donate 20 suture kits for the future nurse practitioner students of the next academic year. And this is a monetary gift we'd like to donate to them. And we hope that this improves, we hope that this creates a positive impact in their future careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Adenike, for your gift and the presentation from the Graduate Student Organization. At this time, we will recognize the accomplishments of our master's degree candidates. Dean Ortiz, please join me for the presentation of our master's degree candidates from the Decker School of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the Decker School of Nursing please rise? President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker School of Nursing, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled the master's degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty.
Student Marshal Adenike Okio and School Marshal Francis Monroe, please lead the candidates to the platform so that they all may receive recognition for their academic achievement.
Adeniki Okio, Master's in Community Health Family with Primary Care Practitioner Certificate. Octavian Obieda, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Sergi Maistruck, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Maria Lescord, Master's in Community Health Nursing with Primary Care Nursing Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Deborah Wilsey, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Kimberly Bissell, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Belinda Hollenbeck, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Lily Parsi, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Nicole Matoka, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Kyle Micon, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Kristen Devine, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Alicia Sagendorf, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate and Certificate in Nursing Education. Leah Ratchford, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Shirley Earle, Adult Gerontological Nursing, Nurse Practitioner, Postgraduate Certificate. Michael Artino, Master's in Adult Gerontological Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Robin Johnson, Master's in Adult Gerontological Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Lisa Palkert, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Thomas Slater, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Timothy Shady, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Heidi Dyke, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Jessica Scarfone, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Purification Cristobal, Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner, Postgraduate Certificate. Maria Rita McInplack, Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner, Postgraduate Certificate. Lynn Shute, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Phyla Sazenberry, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Nina Statiel, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Stacy Caldwell, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Genevieve Romano Helm, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Cynthia Sullivan, Family Nurse Practitioner with Nurse Practitioner Postgraduate Certificate. Lila Menzie, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Christopher J. Matthews, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Jean Marie Furpo, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Elizabeth Maragigliano, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Kelly Cable, Master's in Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate and a Certificate in Forensic Health. Jennifer Lake, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Cassandra Carnavali, Master's in Adult Gerontological Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Betsy Welsh, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Jean Molyneux, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Christina Fuller, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Robin Fox, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Catherine Everett, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Carolyn Keys, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Haley Burkmeyer, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Amelia Lunger, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Desiree Darasaw, Master's in Community Health Nursing with Primary Care Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Lydia Baysong, Master's in Family Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Certificate. Whoops. Francesca Line Abuna, Master's in Community Health Nursing with Primary Care Nurse Practitioner Certificate and Certificate in Forensic Health. Denisa Tilovic, Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing with Nurse Practitioner Postgraduate Certificate.
Master's candidates from the Decker School of Nursing, please remain standing. President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker School of Nursing, I am honored to present to you these candidates for master's degrees from the Decker School of Nursing.
For those who have successfully completed all degree requirements by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on each of you the appropriate master's degree with the rights and privileges which pertain to that degree here and elsewhere. On behalf of the Binghamton University community, I congratulate you on this well-earned achievement.
The recipients of the master's degrees from the Decker School of Nursing may now be seated.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Kelly Gleason, the 2017 Decker School of Nursing undergraduate student speaker. Kelly is from Orange County, and she started her college journey in SUNY Oneonta. However, after doing some research into the academic majors, she decided that nursing was the major that she wanted to pursue. She transferred to Binghamton University to continue that academic journey in the Decker School of Nursing and has said that her decision to transfer was the best decision she had ever made. Kelly has forged incredible friendships in and out of the nursing program. Since joining the Decker student community, she has been active in the Nursing Student Association, most recently as the community chair. In that position, she has organized activities such as the Breast Cancer Walk, Relay for Life, and other service events for nursing student participation. Her immediate goal is to work in critical care, which she enjoys for its emphasis on individualized and comprehensive care. Looking beyond the immediate, she is most passionate about being a change agent in nursing and sees more education in her future. Please welcome to the podium, Kelly Gleason.
Thank you. Friends, family, faculty, esteemed guests, and the class of 2017. I am truly honored to speak on behalf of the graduates of the Decker School of Nursing. Before me sits a group of 228 people from all walks of life, and I've been privileged to get to know many of you during my time here at Binghamton. Some of us were born and raised here, some were not. Some are married with children. Some came to nursing school right out of high school. Some have wanted to be a nurse all their lives, and others have worked in many different fields before discovering that this one is the best one. But I can say with no reservation that we have this in common. We've all had a unique set of experiences in our lives that has led us to this day, sitting in these chairs. We've all heard that call and pursued it. Here's some insight on my own experience at Decker, and while no two nursing student stories are the same, I'm confident that the underlying values I've developed here resonate with my peers. Before coming to Binghamton, I first attended a different college where I studied general classes and played soccer, unsure of what my professional future would hold. After one short semester, I grew uncomfortable with that uncertainty, and I knew the right path for me was elsewhere. I discovered nursing, and I felt compelled to go after it. When I transferred, I learned what it's like to be exactly where you belong, doing exactly what you were meant to do. And I also learned from this experience that you should never stop searching for ways to unlock your potential. So, after countless hours of studying the different scientific disciplines and becoming desensitized to gross things during anatomy lab, it was time for nursing classes. There are about 300 days of nursing school. And here are some of the values that I know I have in common with my fellow graduates. Day one of nursing school, how to make a bed. If you thought you knew how to make a bed before day one of nursing school, you're wrong and your entire life was a lie. Day two of nursing school, how to wash your hands. Yes, people, there is a correct way to wash your hands. Trust us, we know, we were graded on it. These days continued to pass as we recited head-to-toe assessments, driving everyone crazy, constantly holding a stethoscope to their heart. Care plans, drug books, databases, and unnamed bodily fluids were the topic of conversation 90% of the time. And remember everyone's favorite class, pathophysiology? We learned about countless disease processes and symptoms. Who needs WebMD to convince you you're dying when you have patho twice a week? I once convinced myself I had developed type 2 diabetes all within that 2-hour lecture. Then came my first ever day of clinical, interacting with a real live patient. I was so terrified that my instructor had to physically push me into the room. Thanks, Afua. Day 75 of nursing school, medication administration. Nursing just got more dangerous. We practiced meds in the lab for hours before we were deemed ready to administer them in clinical. Day 150. We're halfway through, our feet are wet, and we're gaining confidence. I no longer need to be roundhouse kicked into my patients' rooms. Day 225, well into senior year. We exchanged stories, without breaking HIPAA, of course, of whatever our clinical days held. We have helped deliver a baby into this world safely, guided someone's departure from this world comfortably, and everything in between. I've laughed and cried with my patients, instructors, and fellow graduates. Day 300 of nursing school. Let's call it today. Before me sit future nurses of all specialties. Some of us will end up as nurse practitioners, anesthetists, researchers, lawyers, managers, educators, you name it, and we can be it. I can pick out a few people who will be CEOs one day. They say it takes a special person to be a nurse, and we are all compassionate people who are prepared in evidence-based practice, research, community health, and leadership. We are privileged to make a positive impact on our patients during their most vulnerable times. However we decide to change the world, we all have our roots right here in Binghamton at the Decker School of Nursing. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to my peers for supporting me and each other on this long and challenging journey. While I was sad about leaving my soccer team years ago, you've shown me what it's like to be on a different kind of team. Thank you to my clinical instructors and the entire faculty for always pushing us to reach our full potential. And finally, thank you to my parents and my family up there for your constant support, encouragement, and unconditional love. Class of 2017, I am overwhelmingly proud to have accomplished this endeavor with you. My parting advice, take life one day at a time, and remember to enjoy the moments like this when it all comes together. As for the Yankleks, every man for themselves. Congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Kelly, for your great remarks. I would now like to welcome Andrea Kaplan, Nursing Student Association President, to come forward to present the undergraduate nursing class gift.
Hi. Congratulations to my class of 2017 future nurses. I would like to make an announcement, as I have to my fellow peers these past 4 years. This is akin to how Nightingale always wrote a letter to the graduating nurses of the original Nightingale School. Following tradition, the Nursing Student Association is making a donation back to Decker. We're doing it keeping two things in mind: Dennis Zimmel and mental health. First is our beloved faculty member, Dennis Zimmel. Dennis was a faculty member here for 8 years, teaching psychiatric nursing in clinical and in lecture. You may have noticed that we have an empty chair on stage. This is to honor our respected faculty member who passed away during the fall semester. He had a calming air about him that so many of us got to experience before we graduated, and he will always have a place in our hearts. We would like to honor him through the possible addition of a peaceful water feature or water element for the meditation quiet room on the new campus. We will also be placing a plaque in his honor. The plaque will be placed this coming year and moved to the new campus later. I spoke with Dean Ortiz, and the water feature will be added to the blueprint for the meditation room at 48 Corliss Avenue in Johnson City in 2020. Even though we hope this space will be one for future nursing students to clear their minds from any stresses, we also hope that this will be a space to remember the many ways in which faculty members have provided so many lessons for us that will help us be better nurses. As for my seniors, you are my friends, my colleagues, and of course, my nursing family. I hope that you all enjoyed Decker as much as I did. It's been an amazing experience that's been filled with moments of joy and sorrow, filled with opportunities and challenges. I would like to end this by saying, go get 'em, Bearcats. But please remember that during the struggles and stressful times, and those living moments when patients are meeting their goals and improving, just remember that you are not alone, because we are Decker. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, for that kind gift. and to the undergraduate class for your contribution to Binghamton University. At this time, we will recognize the accomplishments of our baccalaureate degree candidates.
First, we would recognize students who have completed the Decker Honors Program. The Honors Program is a selective 3-semester program that is completed during a student's junior and senior year. An Honors Program student must have a grade point average of 3.5 or higher for both cumulative and prerequisite coursework to be considered for the program. Once in the program, students work with a faculty mentor, Honors Program faculty, and select experts to complete an independent project or honors thesis. Candidates completing the Decker Honors Program, please rise. Did you guys forget them? Where are they? We would like to recognize the faculty that assists in providing our Honors Program students with an exceptional educational experience. Faculty involved in a Deckers program, please rise. We will now recognize those students who are receiving a minor in Health and Wellness Studies. The Health and Wellness Studies minor is designed to complement and enrich interdisciplinary learning at Binghamton while providing students with educational experiences to pursue careers in health and wellness. The total number of credits required for the minor is 24. Candidates receiving a Health and Wellness Studies minor, please rise. Thank you. You may be seated. We will now recognize students who have achieved Latin honors. Latin honors are based on a student's cumulative grade point average. We recognize 3 levels of achievement: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. The names of the candidates for these honors appear in the commencement program. Will the candidates who are receiving this recognition today please stand? You may be seated. My deepest congratulations to all of you on your outstanding academic achievements. Now, will all the baccalaureate degree candidates please rise? President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker School of Nursing, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled all their baccalaureate degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty.
Student Marshal Andrea Kaplan and School Marshal Rosemary Collier, please lead the candidates to the platform so that all may receive recognition for their academic achievement.
Andrea Kaplan. Kristen Costantini. Adam Cox. Claudine Biscocho. Justin Mueller. Sierra McNicholas. Alyssa Tempranaro. Kyle Fisk. Valois Ann Feniziani. Rachel Lackow. Alexa Robinson. Sagur Kumar Patel. Amanda Biancardi. Daniel Kaluzny. Roman Petruka. Karen Ricotta. Victoria Kim. Megan Flanagan. Alyssa Fantini. Carmina Georgescu. Sally May. Susan Boyko. Heather Konachny. Louisa Konstantakos. Huh? Mariah Rakasek. Okay. I was going too fast. Emily Almentasser. Who'd I do? Yep. Lindsay Donahue. Shai Lev. Sharon Ben Simon. Coral Ben Simon. Catherine Holden. Brittany Bungert. Abigail Clark. Jacqueline Rubino. Danielle Di Bernardino. Ulana Azule. Kristen Mullins. Ariana Jimenez. Stephen Chumak. Jocelyn Friend. Caitlin Fisher. Megan McKee. Denicia Madden. Diana Pelage. Caitlin Fisher. Courtney Cronin. Stareen Zabari. Christina Cassieri. Danielle DiCieri. Brianna DeSimone. Sarah Montgomery. Shauna Green. Dana Bowman. Brianna Rossman. Alexandra Galabau. Kellyanne Carroll. Ashley Candelora. Catherine Schutzenbach. Deborah Osabe. Mary Elizabeth Bell. Danielle Quetzales. Allison Siegel. Holly Russell. Marley Voder. Jessica Foreman. Caroline Keenan. Emily Reed. Heather Varney. Natalie Tiffany. Jillian Caccione. Emily Dobbin. Tara Scholdes. Taylor Schwanzer. Anna Bull. Lauren Nelson. Rachel Wise. Jeremy Sansone. Brittany Green. Ashley Romania. Allison Dvorsky Manning. Elizabeth Cummings. Jacqueline Goodhart. Casey Gallagher. Desmond Wong. Sarah Elkind. Rachel Fuller. Catherine Mendez. Justin Weiler. Jonathan Mackow. Alexander Monteith. Carissa Chapora. Valerie Hansen. Lauren Hayher. Samantha Considine. Rachel Reynolds. Michelle Saccone. I like like that. Jennifer A. Yeager. Linda Weaselquist. Thomas Kelly. Kimberly Andrus. Mark Randall. Jessica Ng. Jenny Lee. Wendy Ha. Linda Owayuji. Hannah Wan. Lindsay Bryant. Emma Fitzpatrick. Tiffany Valentin. Cameron Clements. Jordan Trudell. Paul Wynn. Aeneas Diaz. Shizoba Ukena. Yan Feng Zhao. Amanda Myers. Jenny Cardenas. Antonia Duran. Mariah Rodriguez. Melissa Mendoza. Gretel Pujoli. Nicole Sheen. Emily Venezia. Meredith Summers. Kelly Gleason. Abigail Janisek. Christy Bonfazio. Rebecca Kiersat. Catherine Curatolo. Alicia Priemus. Annalisa Samaru. Shayna Lewis. Brianna Renoir. Laura DeUrso. Frank Bevenzi. Jessica Evans. Ariana Okino. Lauren Guardino. James Mayotte. Connor Emmert. Michael Fillers. Gabrielle Sindoni. Connor Flynn. Auden Francis. Raymond Parhami. Eric Funk. Adrian Perry. Natalie Lynch. Elmo Alapat. Allison Lau. Lauren Crivasi. Julia Josephowski. Tara O'Rourke. Melissa Kaufman. Jacqueline DeRaffili. Megan Kanan. Sarah Thane. Connor Alester McDonald. Katerina Carmona. Matthew Holden. Whitney Corby. Samuel Lucas. Joelle Thurvin. David Almonte. Dina Plasencia. Harry Chen. Sean Knudsen. Ashlyn McGarry. Christina Lee. Sammy Wu. Merlin Kopara. Max Ngo. Leon Tron. Patrick Patrick Moya. Joanne Vaz. Caroline Dormer. Katie Groover. Evan Brown. Brittany Reinhardt. Jessica Colenso.
Will all baccalaureate degree candidates please rise? President Stenger, I am honored to present to you these candidates for the baccalaureate degree by the university. In addition to the award of the degrees, you have seen the ceremony of pinning this afternoon. Each School of Nursing has a specially designed pin that represents the school. Nurses wear their pins on the uniform as a sign of pride in their school. The Decker School of Nursing pin identifies the school and the university and contains the words unity, identity, and excellence, as well as the symbols of the winged Pegasus and the shield.
For those who have successfully completed all degree requirements by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on each of you the appropriate baccalaureate degree with all the rights and privileges accompanying it. On behalf of Binghamton University's community, I congratulate you for this well-earned accomplishment. As is customary, upon conferral of the baccalaureate degree, you may now move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, partners, and friends, I present to you the Binghamton University Decker School of Nursing graduating class of 2017.
Everyone, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as we sing the Binghamton University alma mater. We invite everyone to join in singing the refrain and the second verse. The lyrics may be found on the back cover of the commencement program.
In the rolling hills of Binghamton, 'neath ever-changing skies, where two gently flowing rivers meet, we form a cherished ties. Oh, Binghamton, we carry thee with us for all our time, and through us individually, forever may you shine. Together we spend these years, united in our reign. Through our bold pursuit of excellence, we proudly bear your name. Oh, Binghamton, we carry thee with us for all our time, and through us individually, forever may you shine. Forever may you shine.
The spring commencement proceedings of the State University of New York at Binghamton are now concluded. We kindly ask the audience to remain seated for the academic recessional. Once the academic recessional is completed, please exit as soon as you are able.